Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Rebecca Undum, and you are watching Rebecca Undum Live, the weekly Facebook show where we tackle one simple topic every single week to help you live big in your small town. So you hear my buddy Pharrell in the background here? This month is a new theme. Absolutely love this song, by the way. And I'm going to start every single Facebook Live this week with a little theme around freedom. That's what the song is actually called, is freedom. And this month's theme on Facebook Live is all about freedom, and we're talking about your freedom. So I need to hear one, like, there it is. I need to hear another one, and then we can let Pharrell go. Okay, so freedom is what we're talking about, because of course it's the 4th of July in just 2 days, and so I just thought what a fun topic for us, because seriously, so many of the women that I work with, hey, Annie Schlecht, so happy to have you on. As you come on, please say good morning. One of the things I think that a lot of the women that I work with, we feel trapped, we feel chained, we feel stuck. And a lot of times it's in a prison of our own making. And so for the next 5 weeks, we're going to talk about 5 different things that we can free ourselves from, or that we should aim to free ourselves from, so that we can have a full on-purpose life. So also, I have baseball, so I'm going to try to make this as fast as I can today. It's still giving you hopefully lots of value. So as you join, again, say, hey, good morning. Would love to know what you guys are doing and how you're doing. Can you even freaking believe that it's July already? Oh my God, like, I feel like now my summer gets to start. So it's been kind of a nutso month for me in June. So hopefully you guys are settling into a nice summer routine. It's always so good to get some real rest, right? Okay, so if you're coming on and you don't know me, or you watch the replay and you're like, who is this person? My name is Rebecca Undum. I'm the author of a book called How Mommy Got Her Groove Back, and I help women live big in small towns. That's my game. That's my aim. That's what I'm here to try to do. So today we are launching the first installment of our July theme, which again, I said is freedom. And we just heard my buddy Pharrell. Like, I freaking love that song. I know some people think that the freedom is a little bit like, I don't know, it hurts people's ears. I love it. So you're welcome if you love it too. Today, what we're talking about today, specifically the first installment, is about freeing ourselves from the expectations of others. Holy balls. Now, this is a huge topic. I'm going to admit that readily. This is an enormous topic, because so many women that I work with, that I've talked to over the years, coached, had in sessions, so many of us are people pleasers. Okay, so hands up if you can relate. Like, are you generally the kind of person that wants to make other people happy and like doesn't want to ruffle feathers and wants everyone to get along? And that's all good. Being a people pleaser isn't necessarily the problem, but it's when it holds us back from doing the things we want to do that it becomes a problem. So give me like a little emoji hands up if you can relate at all to that, because that is what we're tackling today. So this is going to be a little bit of tough love, friends, today. Okay. I talk about this. It's kind of, this topic is woven through just about everything that I ever share. There's Annie. There's my girl Annie, got her hand in the air. I swear, it's so common. And I think, okay, I'm going to say, I think it's a lot of things. First of all, I think women have a natural empathy that makes, it's a beautiful thing. Empathy is so important. But I think because we have empathy, sometimes it also creates this problem for us where we care so much about how other people think and feel that it actually holds us back from doing what we want to do. So empathy is part of it with women. Secondly, I work with a lot of women in the Midwest. We have this culture where it is a cultural thing, I think largely, where we have strong values, strong morals, strong traditions, and I love all of that, okay? But what tends to happen is that we never really check those traditions or those ideas or those stories against what we really think and feel as we grow and develop. And I'm not saying that you abandon your moral code. Stay with me here on this, okay? But I think it's that pressure to fall in line. It's that pressure to do what people expect you to do. Culturally, it's a thing, okay? So I think that's another thing. And then, I don't know, just we're human beings, right? And we're social creatures. And so when you think about like following the norms and the social mores of what everybody in your group does, it's safer to fall in line. It's safer to fit in than it is to stand out and run the risk of being ostracized. Okay. And that's like a fundamental thing. It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We want to belong. So that's it. All of those things combined create this problem for so many people. And so today we're going to talk about this, but I'm going to come at this from the angle of stop the BS already. Okay. So I'm coming, this tough love. I love you, and I want what's best for you, of course. So I'm going to come at you with like what I think are the real reasons why you are still caring so much what other people think about it. And then we're going to check, you got to check every single time we talk about one of these, check your own heart against this thing and decide if this is an issue for you. Because the thing is, I can tell you all day long, like what other people think about you is none of your business. It's one of my little mantras. I say it in my keynote. But at the end of the day, if you lay there in your bed at night and you still fret about what everyone is thinking, these are going to be like the straight to the heart, get over yourself already. Okay. So know that that's like my caveat. So we got Cheryl saying she used to be a people pleaser. She's no more, and you're happier. Oh, that's awesome. Of course you are. I feel too like I might be a recovering people pleaser. I still struggle with it at times for sure. But these 4 things that we're going to talk about right now, the reasons why you still care so much about what other people think, I hope it gives you something to consider, because really it has to be the only way we get better at things like this that are very much internal and psychological to a degree is to become aware of them, first of all, and then catching yourself in the moment and choosing a different action. Like there's no shortcut through this. If I had it, I'd be giving it to you. Okay. All right. So here's the 4 reasons I think that we still care so much about what other people think, and then kind of what to do about them. Right. So the number 1, we're seeking validation. Validation of the idea that you have, the business that you're pursuing, or like if you're leaving something that seems perfectly good to other people, it's validation of the reasons, right? We want everyone to understand our why. We want everyone to care. No matter what it is that we're doing, constantly thinking about what other people are going to think about it is truly a sign that you yourself have doubts. Okay, so here we go. I'm like making my face. This is my tough love stuff, because your life's decisions, you know this, your life and your life's decisions don't require the approval or validation of other people. And when we're seeking it, it's because we're looking for confirmation that our own doubts might be right. Does that make sense? And again, this is one of those things that we look out, we're like, somebody tell me that this is okay. Somebody tell me that this is what I should do. Somebody confirm or validate my feelings about it. And the truth is, getting that validation from other people, like, oh my gosh, it's a great idea. You totally should do it. And then we feel really awesome and we run with it and we're like, fantastic. That motivation, that validation is fleeting. Impressing other people only feels good in the moment. As soon as that shine wears off and they don't care anymore, because heads up, they're never going to care as much as you care, no matter who it is, right? It might be a spouse even. They cannot care to the degree that you care. As soon as that's gone, that shiny new excitement and that they're so impressed with you and your big ideas, as soon as it's gone, it's just you. It's just you and your decisions. And all of us, every single one of us has to choose, because we can only pick one thing. I said one thing with both fingers up. That's an 11. You get 1, not 11. You get one thing. You can choose to hold everyone else's approval of what it is that you're doing, or you can choose to hold your own truth. Those 2 things are mutually exclusive. We can't hold both, and we have to choose. So the number 1 reason that we still care so much about what other people think is that we're actually looking for validation. And that validation has to come from you. Okay? Number 2, fretting about what other people think is a hell of a lot easier than actually trying and then failing at it. Okay? So I believe that a lot of us use the worry of what other people think as a stall tactic to get started. Okay? Again, like this, I don't usually get so bossy, but this is going to be a little bossy. Just because I think these are truths for a lot of us. Okay? So it's so much easier to sit there and fret and worry and stew and think about it than it is to dive in and get started, only to find that maybe you suck at it. Maybe this isn't really what you want. Maybe it wasn't that great of an idea after all, right? That's what failure feels like. That's That's your perception of what failure will be when you're standing at the starting line. And the truth is, who the hell cares? Any one of those things, if they happen, number one, are you dead? Did you die from it? No. In fact, you probably learned something about yourself. You learned at a minimum that the idea or the thing you wanted to pursue isn't what you eventually wanted. And that is totally okay. Okay, so Jody says, yep, I do let it stall me instead of diving in some of the time. You're working on it. Good, Jody. And that's just it. Of course you do. Because I think at the end of the day, it's fear. We let fear take hold and we go, okay, well, what can I think about? What can I fret about? What can I worry about that will take the place of taking actual action and moving forward? Okay. So that's the second thing. It's way easier to try, than trying and failing. And you know what? The whole thing is, any of those outcomes, you suck at it. It's not good. You decide you don't like it. You don't want to do it anymore. Not a single one of those outcomes is catastrophic or devastating. You know what? You make a new plan. So the thing that is catastrophic and devastating is never following any of your dreams because you were too afraid to try. So that's the second reason we're still caring too much about what people think. The third reason is that we're actually living our lives by other people's values and standards. Nobody wants to just say that when we're talking about this. We always end up couching it in this framework that we're just people pleasers. And I just care about other people's feelings and I don't want to hurt anybody. And I don't want to, we try to put pretty packaging on it. But at the end of the day, if we are not moving forward with things that we want to pursue, ideas that we want to run with, because we're worried about what other people think, we are living our lives by their values and standards rather than our own. And here's the thing. The feelings that other people have about your life and your decisions are filtered. They're filtered through their reality and their experiences. So they aren't you, right? They are not you. No matter how compassionate and empathetic they are, like even your best friend or your husband or your mom, the people that are closest to us that are trying to protect us from our crazy ideas, right? They don't want us to look stupid. They don't want us to fail. They don't want us to spend money we don't have. All of those things that they tell us are the reasons why they're not supporting something we're chasing. No matter how empathetic they are, they're never going to be able to see the situation as clearly as you can from your angle because they are not you. So I'm going to give you an example, okay? I left a really well-paying job. It's been 5 years now. 5 years last month. I've been out on my own. I value freedom and the freedom for self-expression and the freedom to talk about what I want to talk about and not feel boxed in by the fact that I represent somebody else, a brand or a company. I like that freedom, okay? I value freedom more than I value the security of a steady paycheck. Although, damn, I miss a steady paycheck sometimes. Let's be real, okay? So those are just two values, two perfectly good things to value. It is perfectly okay to value security. It's perfectly okay to value freedom. All of us can say that. We can say it, but we don't honor it when it comes to our own decision making. So I got to look at these real quick. Got Rhonda saying good morning. Good morning, Rhonda. Cheryl saying choose you and you will feel free every time. So that's like the crux of all of this, Cheryl. So thank you for that. Annie's like cheers to breaking free. This is all about it. Just like moving and recognizing like I don't want to be in this spot anymore. So yeah, okay. You guys are with me. All right. So you've got these two values, freedom and security. There are plenty of people on the planet that would never want to be their own boss. They would never want to own a business, right? And then you've got me that I truly believe I don't know that I could ever work for somebody else ever again. So who's wrong and who's right? Clearly, like this is an exaggerated example, but it's a clear example. There is nothing patently wrong with either of those things. They're personal to us. So when you think about the fact that you're worried about what other people think about what it is that you want to do, if they don't share your value set, they're not going to agree with it. That's what makes the world so beautiful. We need people that have totally different ways of looking at things because we need people to go to work for other people. And I think just as equally, we need people to own their own businesses, right? So when we say, oh, my mom doesn't want me to do it. My husband doesn't want me to do it. And the spouse thing is tricky. Okay, I'm going to grant you this. The spouse thing is tricky because you share a life together. But we'll take outside the home people. So your mom, even your closest person, your closest best friend, your old boss, somebody that you worked with that you really love and admire, and they don't get what it is that you're doing. Take that and just say, thank you for your feelings. Thank you for your opinions. Thank you for caring enough about me to weigh in. I'm going to do it anyway because these are my values. This is what I want to live for. Okay. So this goes all the way down, my dear, lovely women friends. This goes all the way down to the simple task of all the things we say no to or yes to. So like in a community where, it's like everyone's value is to contribute. If that's not your value, then it's okay to say no, right? So this whole thing like, oh, we just want to make people happy. No, you're living by other people's values. Check this. Check it. What are your values? What do you care about? And then you build your life to support them. That's how you don't lose your footing in your life, okay? I said this, the creativity thing just a few weeks ago. The first regret of the dying is that they wish that they had done what they wanted to do instead of living to the expectations of other people. If that isn't something to make all of us that are still alive, breathing and well and alive, go, okay, I don't want to do this either, then I don't know what will. It's certainly not going to be anything brilliant that I say from now on. Okay, but so that's the thing. Choose based on your values because they're yours to live by, okay? The fourth thing, you haven't rewritten stories, old stories. Okay, so this one's personal to me. And again, I try to share like how this plays out for me so you can at least understand it or get it better maybe. But the truth is I always identified with being a smart girl. Okay, so I got good grades. I worked hard at it. I cared about it. And so when you take on a persona like that, maybe it's the good girl. I think I kind of was that way too. Like I was a good girl. I followed the rules. You take on a persona like that and you get into situations where you want to do something that breaks out of that mold or doesn't follow that norm, then of course you're opening yourself up to criticism. Of course you're opening yourself up to other people saying, whoa, like I don't think that's who you are. Okay, so we are this constantly evolving, constantly developing, constantly morphing person. That's what people are, right? Every new experience that I have changes me fundamentally, and I'm not the same as I was before. So it's again, like logically, we all get this. But as soon as someone says, gosh, that just doesn't seem like you, look at them and say, good, I'm trying to change myself a little bit. Like take on something new, try something new. But the whole thing is, if you keep saying to yourself, like, it's about asking, who do I want to be? Am I a good girl? I mean, I do. I pretty much follow the rules most of the time. Like, let's be clear. Like, I'm not suddenly a rebel. And I don't know that that's the point. But the point is just saying, are you holding yourself back because of a story that you adopted from forever ago? And have you revisited it to say, like, is this still who I am? Because at any point we get to write the story. We get to tell our truth. We get to change. Oh my God, that's like the whole point of life, I think, is to grasp onto new experiences and become different in that process, right? So again, it's like, check yourself, check your values, check your stories. Ask yourself, what story am I living to that doesn't even feel like it's true to me anymore, okay? Because so often though they come from early on in our lives. And at some point we have to take responsibility. So this whole idea of living based on what other people think and the expectations of other people, it's all a scapegoat for us not doing what we really want to do. And we can't afford to put off our dreams and blame it on all the people in our lives. If you really are surrounded by people that don't get you and don't understand you and don't ever validate you, then get new people. Because people are always going to be weighing in. But then at the end of the day, like big picture, nobody is talking about you or thinking about you as much as you think that they are. So this is seriously all an internal dialogue that we have to take back control of the narrative. We have to take back control of our feelings about things. And here again, I'm going to remind you the 4 reasons why we care so much about what people think. We're seeking validation. because it's easier than trying and failing. So it's a stall tactic. Number 3, we are living by other people's standards or values. And number 4, we haven't rewritten our own stories. So I encourage you today, whatever it is that you have that you want to do, whatever thing you want to chase, whatever dream you want to pursue, ask yourself, gut check yourself against these 4 things and really get real with yourself. Get honest with yourself, because I love you too, Annie, and I miss your face too. At the end of the day, it's your life, friends. It's your life. It's your decisions, and nobody else can make them for you. Okay, so that is what I've got for you today. Here is to breaking free from the expectations of other people. Join me the rest of the month for our continued discussion of all the things that we're going to break free from. Here is to our independence collectively. So the last thing to say is that the Big Life Retreat is open for enrollment. If you have not joined that, that is an amazing 4-hour virtual retreat, like seriously transformative, where you will feel like you are in a room with me and all the women that are there. But it is, you don't have to leave your house. And the whole goal is, again, to really help you to stop playing small. And whatever part of your life that you are not showing up as beautifully and fully as you should, this Big Life Retreat will help you get it back. So I'm going to post the link for that. So please check that out, of course. And then happy 4th of July. I hope that you all enjoy your holiday. Be safe, be smart. Here I am, that's my rule following coming out, like, be smart and be safe, because that's the most important thing. And just enjoy the time with your friends and your family. And as always, until I see you guys next Monday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, groove on, friends. I love you guys so much, so much. And other people cannot run your life for you. So get out there, do your thing. We need to know what it is. We need, all of us, every single one of us needs you to show up and do you. Okay? Groove on, ladies. We'll talk to y'all soon.